All right, guys, Shotty T here at Alliance War video. This is war number 9 for the season. We're a little behind. I've been doing a lot of game content and doing some recordings there, so it's going to be just like when I did that barrage of openings I had during Cyber Weekend. It's going to be another barrage of openings over the next few days. The season is officially over at the time of me posting this video, so it's definitely going to be some videos that I want to release. We got new content with Act 7 or Book 2, Act 1, or whatever you want to call it. But I won't be doing live recordings of those fights, but I will be doing, like, I guess the boss fights just to get an idea for those nodes. And then also with this huge compensation package they gave us for Act 6, that people that did it the hard way got like a crap load of revives and potions, and I'm saving those, and because otherwise I'll have a massive overflow that I'll probably won't be able to use all of it, but it'll be enough to make another Abyss run. So, but anyway, this war, stubborn once again. We're going to slightly change our attack from last war. We're going to bring Venom and Havok once again, but this time we're going to sub out Sorcerer Supreme and bring Magic, because she's slightly better for the matchups that I plan on bringing Magic in for. Unfortunately, one of the matchups I kind of underestimated, and you'll see. But we're gonna pretty much take Path 5 all the way up, and the first fight's gonna be Ebony Maw. So really, this fight, he's a stubborn attacker. So the idea here is just to reparry, just to be able to parry him if he throws a second, if he doesn't throw a second medium. But we're going to use Havok here because anytime we use a non-contact or based attack, it actually builds up the plasma charges. So, and also Havok has pretty good energy resistance. So in case I do accidentally trigger Falter, I can actually use willpower, or not willpower, but not take as much generation damage. Because when they did nerf or made changes to Ebony Maw, they made the generation more potent, where it scaled unlike before. So, but here we're just keeping it simple. We're gonna go ahead and launch this SP3. We got the Passive Fury. I mean, he's a wet noodle, so this will easily kill him. And we're done there. So the next fight here got Iron Man Infinity War. Could have gone multiple directions, and this one I could have went with Havok once again. I mean, of course, it'll be the class disadvantage, but also I can go with Venom because I have the class advantage. But I was weighing the option because I do have Venom planned for several fights, so I was thinking maybe I could use Havok. Because Havok is basically what you do. You can just bypass the final 15%, and also because of this node here with the Unstoppable Heavy, I can just use Havok to launch an SP3 when he has like over 15% health and just bypass all that and just kill him. So I could have gone that way, but the only thing that I worried about obviously was the Unstoppable Heavy, and with the class disadvantage, that means I'll probably be blocking a lot. But I figured with Venom, this fight could be made pretty easy. He's a rank 3 attacker, so shouldn't eat into my health pool very much at all. So now he's starting to get a little uncooperative as far as doing the reparry, but we were able to get that done there. All right, now next fight here we got a Cord, and this is the second fight that I brought Havok for. And once again, there's one aspect of the node I just keep forgetting about, and that's the the one that if you have more power than the opponent, they steal it from you when the timer runs out. So, because the idea usually when you face Korg or Havok is just to race to SP3, win the game. But unfortunately, you have to use a different tactic here. Now, he is a 6-star, and obviously, I mean, the idea of people placing him here is that most of the time you try to rely on punishing his heavy attack when he shrugs off, but you can't really punish his heavy attack. And it looks like the opponent is not running willpower, so that actually helps whenever stubborn triggers, because as you can see, there's no healing there. So we go ahead and throw the SB2 before he steals it, and that kills him there. All right, so we had someone take out that sorcerer. So now we got Nick Fury. Now this fight's gonna be very dicey. As you guys have seen on previous war videos when I've used Havok against Nick Fury, the idea here is to, for the first life, just be conservative with the slowly chipping away at his health with the feedback damage by doing the heavy attack. Now, of course, I can't get in the habit of just spamming heavy because of the mix master node. So I have to mix in a combination of parry, medium, light, medium, parry, heavy, and let that kill his first life. And then once he gets to his second life, I'm pretty much sitting on 3 bars of power with 5 prowess charges, and then just basically let that kill him. I think I use a power boost here just to make sure, and just to give myself extra insurance in case things don't go according to plan. So he throws an early special there. So obviously the idea is to try to hold him off from throwing that special as much as possible, because it definitely does sting with all those prowess charges when they add up. And so I end up taking a lot of chip damage, mostly from that. And apparently the opponent has a very low limber, because I was trying to do a parry medium heavy, but he shrugged off that parry pretty quickly there. So obviously that nixed that. But now we're sitting on 3 bars of power. The health is going down slower than I want, but as you can see there, he's also not running willpower. I mean, he has the salve mastery, we're just doing like 2 ticks per second for the first minute or so. But really, he's not generating willpower off the debuffs. So I decided to go to throw the SP3 here. Maybe the amount of health loss can bring me back up to almost 3 bars of power. So just kind of accelerate the fight a bit, because I figure if I launch it there, I can get close to another SP3. And then by the time he gets to his second life, I can go ahead. And for some reason, I started retreating early. I was thinking that he was already in his second life, but he wasn't. So now his prowess charges are building up, but got rid of those. So now we're just sitting back. We're just stalling. We're just trying to stall as much as we can. And every time Stubborn triggers, his life model decoy stops. So now we're just going to go ahead and throw it. And for some reason, I thought I missed time. I thought I triggered Stubborn, but I guess I did a shallow evade on that heavy. So we're back up to 2 bars of power, but now I just got to deal with a bunch of those prowess charges. And that's where it really got dicey. He had like 8 prowess charges with that Fury. Just took a ton of chip damage. But we finished him off there. So again, it was a dicey fight, but we were able to get by it. All right, next fight, I could have taken this Killmonger with magic, but she do have some difficult fights ahead. Plus, we had a magic attacker in our group, so we had him take the magic. Because I started to take her, but I said, no, I'm going to have the teammate take him. So this is the first Magic fight. It's going to be against Nova. And this is the reason why I brought her instead of Sorcerer Supreme. Because on this particular node, the more debuffs you place on the opponent, the more rapid the power gain. And that's something you just don't want to have against Sorcerer Supreme. I'd rather just keep his power under control. So that's why I'm bringing Magic. And the reason why I didn't want to use Dr. Doom, I don't know. I could have brought Dr. Doom for this fight in hindsight, because the other fights that I brought Magic for, I could have used Dr. Doom for. So, especially the last one, which you'll see in hindsight. So, but it's always good to learn. I mean, Magic is probably better counter for Nova in general. And, well, I guess it's debatable, because at least with Doom, you have more reliable nullify ability. And plus, Doom is a stubborn attacker, so you can easily get rid of stubborn. And plus, he has better block proficiency, and he has better better block proficiency and better health pool. So we're doing pretty good so far. Only thing I have to be mindful of is whenever he has 75 Nova charges and he has a Fury active, if he's awakened, and that auto block, it actually triggers a parry. So that's the only thing I really have to worry about there. But that fight went pretty textbook. So we had a teammate take down Professor X. So this is the second fight I brought Magic for. And again, I probably could have used Havok here, because again, he has great energy resistance. And I've taken Mojo with Havok before, but my only reservation is obviously his health. I said that Nick Fury fight debilitated there, but Magic is generally a good she's a good Mojo counter. Like even in flow wars with Mojo has to find a boss where you can't stun him. So this fight, on the degree of difficulty, obviously it's less. So you saw there, I had a power start. Well, I don't know if I had a power start boost, but I purposely let him hit me if I had limbo, because I knew if he hit me, I was just gonna regenerate that health back. So the reason why I did that there. So we got him in the corner. It's not quite cooperating with the backdraft intercept. And the standing intercept, I don't know how that missed. But once again, limbo triggered, so that helped mitigate a lot of that damage. Don't know why I didn't throw an SP2 there. Yeah, so this fight didn't have the best rhythm. He cooperates sometimes, and that was a late SP2, but I didn't get punished. So a little sloppy there. It's a little sloppy. And now, just trying to dance around. And now I'm going to trigger the generation. I'm trying to wait for that life field to pass by. By the side, just go ahead and attack. So now I'm starting to get cornered, and now the generations are starting to pile up. So now this fight's getting very nervous, but limbo does kick in there, thank goodness. So now the light is at the end of the tunnel. Reestablish my control in the corner. And got a standing intercept there. And I thought it would be an SP2. Miscalculated the SP2 there. I had someone take the Tyrant. So this is the last fight I bought Magic for. and it's against Sasquatch. So fight wise, it was an easy fight. It's just that time wise, I didn't realize it was going to take so long. Because the thing about, I guess he had a pretty high sig, because the higher his sig, the better the percent chance he regenerates on when he's attacked. I think once he's below like 30% health or something like that. So he becomes very tanky at the end. So magic, and it's a passive regeneration, so it's not like it's a buff I can nullify with an SP3 or SP1 with magic. So really, these boosts that I'm placing, I thought would have been good enough to do the job, because I had that thought in my mind. But as you're going to see here, this is going to be a marathon fight. So, but you're going to see in general, the idea is just to hold block, induce heavy, because it is limber on the node also. And the SP2 is the easiest one to dodge and punish. So I decided to get rid of a parry there. But you're going to see that there's going to be precious seconds that are going to be cost at one point, and also the limber when it expires. I think I get parried one time, and that cost me some time also. So as you can see, the first minute of the fight, we've already taken 30% of his health. So you think, okay, well, the fight should go pretty smooth. But he has pretty good willpower too. So this power lock, I mean, he's basically regenerating for every tick of that. He's regenerating a lot of health. But again, we're halfway through the fight. But we still just over a minute in, and everything's looking great. I got the intercept going, because when he has that Wrath active, he's more aggressive. And I messed up my rhythm right there, and that kind of messed me up there. And now I got to get rid of stubborn. But now we get started. But as you can see, he's going to prop regeneration on a lot of hits. And of course, again, time lost getting hit there. All right. So again, we're out of rhythm, but that regeneration is just crazy. I mean, look at the ticks. It's like 721 per tick. So all this time that's being stalled, he's just regenerating so much health, and I'm just not hitting hard enough to counteract that regeneration. It's almost like how people felt if you didn't have like a regenerating counter for that Wolverine in Realm of Legends. It's like at some point, it's like, what do you do? So really, the only saving graces is just to keep being aggressive, because I'm outpacing the health slightly, as long as I'm aggressive. So as long as he just cooperates, and of course he doesn't dare. So I'm trying to do a little quick intercept, and I trigger stubborn by mistake. So now I trigger it again. So once again, he's just regenerating. All that health, all that work I did has almost been reversed. And just the rhythm is just off. It's stubborn, and he triggered it again. And I think I just decided to just parry him. I just managed to get it there. So I parried there. Yeah, I know I parried at some point, but I'm running out of parries with the limber. And I got a nice little intercept there. But as you can see, he's back up to 37%. So it's like fighting a brick wall at this point. And I guess I thought that was the last parry, but I actually could have punished that one. But I know I can't anymore now. I got away with that parry. I mean, now he's at 40%. I mean, it's just ridiculous at this point. Now he's aggressive now, so I should be able to get that cycle going. So I like when he's in this phase, because I'm more likely to get intercepts in. So this is what I got to take advantage of. But we got a minute left. Time is really going to be an issue. I wish this Wrath of Tanner phase stayed longer because I would have probably finished this fight because he's super aggressive. But now he got back passive and I actually got another parry off. But again, he got passive. I was able to dodge the heavy without triggering stubborn there. And we're looking now we're in assassin's range. And then I get parried. And that hurt. That cost precious seconds there. So now we're going to be in desperation station mode. We still got hope we're going to finish it off with this last combo. And I mistimed my SP2. I did that earlier in the fight against Mojo and didn't get punished, but I got punished there. And we got KO'd. So I don't know if I would have timed out still, but we'll never know. But yeah, Doom, I would have easily went through a Doom cycle because I would have applied some debuffs that would have mitigated some of that regeneration with what's that, Despair Mastery. So Doom definitely would have worked for that fight in hindsight. But it's good to know because that's the first time I've seen the Sasquatch on that node. But at this stage, we're so far ahead in the war, it's really insignificant. Well, at least in RPG, we were far ahead. But I think we were on pace to win the war. So I decided to go into this fight. Well, I still had my boost from that magic fight. So no point of adding on anything else. So Venom is basically becoming my go-to thing boss counter. Now there will be another war coming up where it's not quite a one-shot, but it'll be a perfectly good explanation why. So just a little spoiler there. But really all you do, the main thing you just gotta pay attention to is the rock stacks. And when you think they're adding up to 15, sometimes they'll get subtracted by 3 if you bleed him, quote unquote. Because when you trigger a bleed, he actually loses 3 rock stacks. So the guaranteed way to build rock stacks is just to hit into the block, because regular contacts, they have a random chance to trigger bleed, which will diminish his rock stats. So it kind of throws your calculations off. So you'll see me mix up 3, 4 hit, 5 hit combos to make sure that I can get him to the 15 rock threshold, and then rinse and repeat. So this particular thing, by the way, was SIG 200. So whenever he triggers protection, I'm basically not dealing any damage to him. As you can see, I'm getting like 50, 59. So, fortunately, it doesn't trigger with these furies that I'm getting from the SP2. So I'm basically able to deal raw damage to him when he doesn't have that protection active, and it's enough to kill him. So as long as you're just persistent. So now we're trying to manage the stacks. So figure it's going to be 3, but then I trigger bleed, but I already had programmed myself to do 3 hits, and we got 3 hits in that time. And now we're back to the SP2. Do some massive damage there with the 4 Furies. And again, it did not trigger protection. So that was the thing I was worried about. Because like a few wars back, I had used Venom against Thing, but he was unawakened, so I didn't have to worry about protection. So I was worried about it triggering mainly whenever I did my SP2 and had all those Furies, but apparently it doesn't. So it makes him a very solid option against Thing. So whenever I see a Thing boss, I mean, I got options. I got Void, I got him, I got Aegon. It really just depends on the rest of the path that I have to see if it's compatible with bringing. Because if it was a perfect world, I'd rather bring Aegon, but it's not always perfect. So I love fighting Thing with Aegon. So I almost got the one shot here. Just being patient. And there we go. So again, we end up winning the war. So now, as of this, I think we're 5-4 on the season, if I'm not mistaken. So we got 3 wars left, but you'll see these wars be posted shortly. Hope you guys enjoy, like, subscribe. I think we had our best attack bonus as a BG this season, despite the timeout / KO. But that's going to be part of the title of the video. But enjoy.